Hey, good night, everyone. I know it's super late, later than I expected to come on, but I did promise that I would come on, so here I am. I am just looking at all of the comments that people have been leaving in my comment box. So if you have a question that you want to ask, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Hope you're having a good night. Hey, girl. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Is it still Wednesday? Yeah, it's still Wednesday. You guys know I never know the date. But if you have any questions or anything that you have that you want to know as I'm having this discussion, please don't hesitate to put it in the comment box. I will absolutely be talking about InvestFest, girl. You know that's going to be the first topic before I get into these questions, because I wrote, literally I had to take notes. I wrote down all of the questions that people had. But yeah. Yes, I remember. I do remember. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate the love. I always appreciate the love. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you guys. Love that. Thank you. But yeah, so I guess I'll just jump right into it, and I'll start talking about my experience at InvestFest, you guys. If you've been following us, or following me here or on my shop page, you will notice that last week I went on a little adventure down to Atlanta for InvestFest. If you don't know what InvestFest is, I don't even know how to put this. You need to know what InvestFest is. So pretty much InvestFest is like a conference, seminar for businesses, mostly Black businesses, that takes place in Atlanta. It's put on by Earn Your Leisure. And just the atmosphere, the environment, everything, oh my gosh, you guys was right. It was on point. I don't even have the words to describe how amazing this experience was as a Black female entrepreneur. That's just kind of, I would say I'm still new in my business because we've only been in business for 2 years, but just going down there and getting feedback and feeling the love and feeling the energy, it was just really inspiring. And I'm really, really happy that I went, because I was able to network with so many different people. And of course, a lot of those people, because it takes place in the States, down in Atlanta, as I mentioned, many of those people I would have never met. Many of those people I would have never networked with. Also, just to be in the proximity and in the room as some of the people that were there, it was so inspiring. I wish that I had more of an opportunity to go to some of the seminars, just because I think I could have learned a lot from that. But you know what? I was really happy just networking with people there. I'm not sure if anybody here right now was at InvestFest, but if you were there, you just know the vibe, the energy, everything. Just people just wanting to support other Black entrepreneurs. Honestly, in Canada, we don't have anything like that. So it was just so amazing and so inspiring to see. And it really just gave me that extra boost of energy that I really needed. Because you guys know, some of you guys know, it's been a rough month for me, with my grandma being in the hospital, and I was kind of feeling a little bit defeated. Many of the goals that I had set out for myself, I never really, was kind of working towards. So I was feeling a little bit down, just in with all of those things. So it really was what I needed, just to give me that extra boost to keep going, and just remember why I started in the first place. Would I go again? Absolutely, I would go again. I think it was so worth it. To be honest, when Dominique first told me about InvestFest, I was a little bit humming and hawing about it, just because it was, a little bit expensive, more on the expensive side, I guess, for us anyway, in some of the markets and boutiques and things that we've done. So it was $1,000 US for 3 days, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. to be there, to be like, you know, networking. You have the opportunity to go to the seminars. There were some great speakers. Unfortunately, I didn't personally hear them, but, you know, just listening to what other people said and like, you know, kind of taking those notes for myself. But it was such a good experience, and I would absolutely 150% go again. And if you have a business, and if you're a Black entrepreneur and you have a, you know, you really want to get your name out there and you really want to meet new people and just be inspired by some of the other Black businesses that are out there, I would 100% recommend you to go. And even if you don't have a business, but maybe you're thinking about it, or maybe you just want to be inspired, I would definitely go. So, like I said, I would go again as a business, but I would even go again just as myself, just to kind of maybe have the opportunity to listen in on some of the seminars and things like that. Because when you go as a business, unless you go with several different people, it can be difficult to get around to some of the seminars and things like that. But absolutely, I would definitely go again. And yeah, it was kind of like my experience. You know, there were some like nightlife things that were going on as well, but to be honest, I did not go because I was tired. I was so tired. By the end of the day, I was just like, I just wanted to KO, and that's what I did, and that's okay, because of what they were long days, especially on the Saturday, which was the longest day because it went all the way till 8 o'clock. But you're literally there from 9 o'clock to 8 o'clock at your booth talking to people. Like, I was kind of losing my voice a little bit just talking to people so much. But you know what? I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed myself. But yeah, I'm gonna jump into some of these questions. I'm gonna post this live. I'll post it tomorrow. Just so anybody who wasn't able to jump on tonight, because I know it is like, you know, 10:45, will have the opportunity to possibly hear their questions answered if they answered questions. Because I know I did get a lot of questions. I was actually surprised. I thought I was gonna get maybe like 5 or 6 questions, but like literally I have like 3.5 pages of questions. So I want to try to get through all of them. And as I mentioned before, if you have questions as I'm answering these questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will try my best to get to them and to answer them if it's not something that has already been asked. Cool beans. Yeah, and if I'm going too fast, please just say, girl, please stop. I'm going to get started. Okay, so the first question was, somebody had asked me, do I have digital products? And I think that is a great question. You know what? I am in the works of making a number of digital products. They're not out yet. But my first digital product that I ever created, I did an ebook. Some of you guys may have seen the reel that I put up about that. I should probably talk about it a little bit more. But I did create an ebook that is finally published. I'm in the process of getting it copywritten and possibly putting it on the Amazon Kindle and KDP so that people can get the hard copies, or not hard copies, but soft copy books if they're interested in doing so. But that digital product pretty much is an ebook for parents, or, you know, new parents, or parents to be of triplets and higher order multiples, just with some, like, you know, strategies and tips that would be helpful for them on their journey, you know, with higher order multiples. And I pretty much wrote that book because I wish that I had one cohesive kind of book that I could have read when I was having my triplets that would have made things a little bit easier for me. And that's why I wrote that book. It really could be for anybody, because a lot of the information that is in there, you know, just kind of goes with parenthood. But I really do focus on life as a higher order multiple parent. So in there, I look at, like, you know, what do you need when you're going in for your C-section, because 9 times out of 10, if you're having higher order multiples, you will be having a C-section, and just like different levels of like the NICU and things like that. So I really wanted to touch base on some of those things, because that was some of the information that I did not have when I had my triplets, and I wanted to make sure that they had it. So that was a great question. So thank you so much for whoever answered that. I also just want to mention again with digital products. Hi, how are you guys doing tonight? I see a couple more people jump on. But a lot of people are noticing that many people are monetizing their scroll, monetizing their TikTok, on their Instagram, YouTube, and things like that. And you may have heard digital product. And if you're not sure what it is, pretty much it's just an online product. So whether it's, a course, a guide, an ebook, something like that you are selling to people to give them knowledge. Hi T, how are you? Just giving them knowledge and information about something that you are an expert in or something that you know a lot about. So if you are interested in monetizing your scroll, I would absolutely recommend digital products for you. If you are not sure and you have questions about specific digital products, please don't hesitate to message me, because you guys, I have been doing some research into some things, and in the next couple of weeks I'm going to be shedding some light a little bit more on this, because I have learned so much about digital products, and it is one of the best ways to monetize your scroll, especially if you are an expert in something. Auntie T, I seen your live yesterday and I heard you're going to be coming out with some digital products, so I can't wait to see those. I know I'm not no big time chef like you, but with our baby feeding line, I did create, or I'm in the process of creating 2 baby-led weaning cookbooks, which I'm really excited about. So I'll definitely have to have you vet those for me before I launch those, because I know that you're the expert in the kitchen. I need to see what you think about my recipes. Yeah, so I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that, about digital products and things like that, as I launch something very exciting in the next couple of weeks. So I'm gonna put a pause to that, and I will get back to that a little bit more in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna skip this next question too, because I know I will definitely be touching base on that in a couple of weeks. So the next question is, where would you suggest someone wanting to start a business to go? That is a great question. So if you are interested in starting a business, and you want to know more about that, first, what I would do, to be honest, I would think about, what are you interested in selling? Like, what is something that you feel that you could, or what service that you feel that you could provide to somebody else? What problem do you feel that you can solve for somebody else? And I would kind of think about it from there. Obviously, everybody is going to have something different. And even if you see, one of the things that I hear a lot is, some people saying like, oh, I want to, maybe you're into fashion and you're like, oh, maybe I can sell clothes or something like that. But other people already have clothes. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay if you have, but remember, when you are selling your products, your business, or whatever it is that you're doing, you're also kind of like, you have your story, and people sometimes they're buying from you because you're relatable, you're trustworthy. So think about that. What is something that you could provide a solution for? So that would be something, not necessarily a place, but if you do have questions about, specific things about starting your business, again, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. One of the things that I'm really excited about as well, just because a number of people have been asking me, if you head over to my Stand store, you'll notice that I am going to be starting doing some one-on-ones with people. So if you're interested in signing up for that, again, please don't hesitate to do that. And that's going to be up in my Stand store. You know where to go to find that. Okay, moving on. What platform do you think has helped you be most successful? Oh, that's a great question. To be honest, I've learned so much from all of the platforms that I am on. So if you didn't know, I'm obviously here on Instagram, but I'm also on TikTok and YouTube. And even though I've learned so much on all of those platforms, I think I'd have to just say Instagram, just because I feel like personally I'm the most comfortable on Instagram. Whether it's posting, speaking, just researching, meeting people. I think I've personally just met the most people on Instagram. So I would say this is the place right here is where I get, you know, the most value in building my community and just information. Yeah, so definitely would say Instagram. But that's just for me. Maybe other people have other places. Let me know in the comments, where have you gotten, or what has helped you, or what platform has helped you to be the most successful. As I mentioned, I personally think for me, it's here on Instagram. Hey, how are you doing, Stacy? I see you. Okay. What are your accounts that you consistently visit for inspo? Oh, I love that. There are so many. I don't even know if I can name them all. I'm definitely gonna post. I'm gonna put some of my top. Hey, girl, how are you? I'm gonna put some of my favorite accounts in the. I'll put them in the caption. Okay, for you guys, because I think depending on what I'm looking for, obviously I'm gonna have, like, you know, different things. So if I'm looking for tips about content creation, obviously, like you guys know, my girl Liv, she provides so much value in the realm of content creation, and I do look for her for inspiration a lot, and her guide that she has already, which is also linked in my Stan store. Yeah, just really depends on what I'm looking for at the time. But like I mentioned, I'll put some in the caption so that you guys can check them out too. Some of my favorites. Let's see. What held you back most when starting? Not sure what this person meant by when starting. I'm assuming you're gonna be what held me back most when starting my Instagram, I would just assume. And what advice do you have to overcome it? Okay, so I guess my my journey on Instagram has been a little bit unconventional, especially because I started it during COVID, and the reason why I started wasn't necessarily for creating content. Some of you guys know my story already, so I'll just kind of give like the brief synopsis. But when I started my Instagram, pretty much I only just started it because during COVID, my family and some of my friends wanted to know what was going on with the babies, and because of COVID, obviously people weren't coming over, and that's why I started my Instagram. It was private for a while before I opened it up publicly, and once I opened it up publicly to share, you know, to share my experiences as a mom of triplets, as a mom of 4, living through COVID. Hold on, my son's coming upstairs. Isaiah.
And you pick up the ball, just go.
Isaiah.
And look up if you can pass it, but just go.
I'm on the live.
Oh. But if you can go,
but yeah, so that's why I kind of started it. But you know, there's definitely been some things that like held me back from, you know, speaking about certain subjects, and just kind of, you know, held me back in general from making content. And some of those things have been number one, imposter syndrome, feeling like, you know, I'm not good enough, or people don't want to hear what I have to say, or, you know, why am I getting certain opportunities and other people aren't, and am I good enough for these opportunities? So kind of like second guessing you know, what I'm doing and why I'm getting certain things. So I think that's been something that's kind of held me back a lot, and just being nervous about sharing, you know, everything that I'm kind of going through, thinking that people would judge me based on that. And what advice would I give to overcome it? I guess just be yourself. Don't worry about what other people are gonna think. Try not to be so hard on yourself. And if you create something, just post it. Honestly, I can't tell you how many times I've just had things sitting in my drafts and I haven't posted it because I was just you know, watching it 50 million times thinking like, is this good enough? Is this good enough? Just post it. It's okay. Just post it. Don't get caught up on, you know, worrying about if it's good enough. If you made it and you know that it's just something that's genuine and authentic to you, that's okay. There's an audience for everything. Okay, I've learned that there's an audience for everything. Some of the things I see online, I'm like, what am I watching? And maybe it's not for me, but there's somebody out there that particular content is for, and they are loving it. So, you know, you'll get the audience that's for you. So that would be my biggest advice. Who is my biggest inspiration? In terms of what? I'm not really sure. What you mean, just like in life, or like in like the content creation realm? I'm not really sure what this person means, but if I'm thinking about like in this content creation realm, some of my biggest inspirations are other triplet mamas that I've met along the way. I have one person that I really like. She's just so amazing. Her name is Diane. On here, her name is The Robinsons with a 5 instead of an S. She really inspires me. I just know seeing her. She's a mom of triplets as well, and she has 2 other kids. And just to see how she navigates life, as well as this bird's nest. I love everything that she's doing over there as well. Also has triplets. She's a mom of 6. And, you know, just looking at other triplet moms and seeing, you know, that they're further along in their journey than I am, but, you know, that they're okay and their kids are okay and everything is okay, even when it's not okay, and it's still okay. So I love that and hearing their stories, and they've inspired me along my journey. Okay, the next question is, tell me about the story of your business. What are your highs and what are your lows? I love that. Okay, so there's so many things that I can talk about, but I guess I'll kind of just start from the beginning with my business journey. So if you didn't know, I first started my business journey online when I started my business with Monet, and I didn't really know anything about business, to be honest. I really just love the products, and they really helped me with my postpartum hair loss, and I just loved talking about it. And that's kind of like where I started on my business journey. And from there, it kind of gave me the confidence to be able to branch out and start my own business. As you guys know, we have our Trippin Along boutique. And I guess in kind of both of those businesses, some of my lows were just kind of like, you know, just being in my head and thinking like, oh, who's going to buy things from me and things like that. I guess, you know, you always have those. But again, as I mentioned before, when you are just genuine and when you are just authentic and you are helping people to solve a problem, they're going to want to support you. And I think that's just been the best part of my journey, being able to meet new people through my businesses, and also just being able to solve problems for other people and also for myself, because like I mentioned with my Monet, I was solving the problem that I was having with my the worst postpartum hair loss in the whole entire world. And then obviously with our boutique, just solving problems for parents, you know, with our suction cup, with having cost-effective products, sustainable products, eco-friendly products, products that actually work, products that just make sense. So I guess those have been some of the things about my businesses. I don't know. Let me know if you want to know more about that. We'll move on to the next question. So what is your most powerful affirmation? Wow. That's a good question. Some of you guys may notice that I haven't posted it for a while, but it's still something that I do, and you know, I probably should get back into it. But I do have the 5-minute journal, and I do really strive to do it every day. And every single day, I write the same affirmation on my page when it's asking me like, you know, what do I want in my life? And that for me is, I can like remember without even looking. So I write it every day. I am worth, why not? Now that I have to say it, obviously I can't remember it, but I'm gonna give me a second. It's my mom brain jumping in right now. Oh my gosh, now I'm gonna have to go and get my 5-minute journal because I don't know why I'm just having this brain hiccup now. Pretty much, anyways, even though I can't remember it word for word right now, it's kind of late, guys. Pretty much just saying that I am worth being able to spend time on myself. I am worth being able to think about my dreams and really accomplish them. And, you know, just really talking about that because, again, as I mentioned before about imposter syndrome, that is something that is real sometimes. And, you know, it will have you thinking that you are not worthy of having all the things that you have, your dreams, you know, some of the opportunities that you're having. And I know that based on, you know, everything that I've learned in the last little bit, like I am worth all of those things that are coming to me, and all of the dreams that I have, even those, like those are all coming to me because I'm manifesting them. And when they do come to fruition, like I'm worth getting those opportunities. So just being grateful for all of those things. That's what I like to affirm when I'm going on with my daily life. I love that. What are some of the things that you guys manifest or want to manifest for yourself in this season of your life? Let me know in the comments. I'm so interested to hear what other people are manifesting and are affirming in their life. Okay. What is your greatest advice as a mom? I think I tell a lot of like new moms this, or other moms of multiples who happen to stumble upon my page. I'm constantly saying this, and it's something that I really, really believe. I don't know if it's good advice, but it was advice that I tell myself, and it's helped me through, And my greatest piece of advice is to not listen to some of the advice that people are going to give you, because, you know, everyone has their own journey. And even though, you know, some people will have things that may have worked for them, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to work for you. So it's really important that you are finding things that work for you and not compare yourself to what other people are doing. I would say that would be my best advice for new moms, for experienced moms, for moms to be, anything like that. Nothing is worse than thinking that what you're doing is wrong simply because it's not what other people are doing. And you don't have to do what other people are doing, and that's okay. Do what works for you, right? So definitely that's something that I would tell all moms out there, because especially with social media, it's so easy to get caught up on the, you know, what are other people doing, and falling into that box and that category when maybe those things aren't going to work for you. But yeah. Okay. Next question. If you could change one thing that would help you to work smarter and not harder, what would it be? Oh my gosh, I know. This would be delegating tasks. I've never really been good at delegating tasks because I'm one of those people who just like doing things myself. But I'm learning in this season of my life that it's okay to ask people for help. It's okay to delegate things that maybe I don't need to do, and I don't need to be a micromanager in order for things to get done. And that's been a hard thing for me to kind of realize, but I'm doing it, and you know, and it's working out well for me. So, for example, one of the things that has been really hard for me in the last little bit, it was I was getting really overwhelmed. Some of you guys know I post all the time about my laundry service and how, you know, I don't know if I'm the only one, but doing laundry for me, I don't know what it is about laundry. is just so overwhelming, especially, you know, when I have so much laundry to do every single week, every 2 weeks. If I, you know, it just piles up, and then I have to fold all the clothes, and then I'm thinking of all the other things I could do if I wasn't doing laundry. Like, it just was becoming something that was like literally giving me like panic attacks. And so I hired a laundry service, and they come and pick up the laundry off the porch, and they take it away, and they come back, and it's clean, and it's folded, and it's one less thing that I have to worry about. So if there are things that you can delegate to other people, and you're able to do that, like, absolutely, that's something that I think is just genius. Whether it's the kids or you're able to hire somebody, just let it go, and that's okay. That's what I'm learning, and it's really making a big, huge difference for me. So that's my one thing, delegating tasks. It's also something that's really helped me in my business as well. You know, just having other people help me with some of my things. For example, I used to do all the social media for my YouTube, my TikTok, my business page, my personal page. And again, it can be so overwhelming to do all those things. However, now for my business page, we were able to hire a social media manager, so somebody else deals with that, and it's still going. I don't even think about it anymore. I just, you know, meet with my social media manager a couple times a week, and we talk about what's gonna happen, and it just happens, and I'm okay with that. Even though before I would have been like checking up every second, like, but now it's just like, you know what? Let them do, this is their job. Let them do it. They're going to do it fine. If I have questions about it, I ask. Otherwise, I don't even think about it. Because again, like I mentioned, being a micromanager is just giving yourself even more work. Okay, next question. Oh my gosh. I get this question a lot, so which means I probably should do some reels about it or something, or talk about it a little bit more. But someone asked for me, what does a typical day look like for me? And that is crazy because every day looks so different. And depending on what's going on, the time of the year also looks different. I'm a teacher, as many of you guys know. So right now I'm currently on summer vacation. Or summer holiday, summer break, whatever you want to call it. So a typical day looks like for me right now, just waking up, getting the triplets ready, bringing them to daycare, coming home. Obviously, you guys know right now my grandma's sick, so usually when I drop off the triplets and I come home, I take a shower, I go to the hospital and spend time with my grandma. I try to get some things done, but usually don't get those things done until after I pick up the triplets, put them to bed, and then work on my business stuff, and maybe go to sleep at like 2 or 3, and then wake up and do it all again, which is crazy. I know. I'm trying to practice and like really work on my sleep hygiene, so that I can get better rest, because I'm working on caring for myself. Hey, and just really working on my self-care. So I'm really working on that. So hi, how are you doing? Good night. Good night. So I'm really working on that. So I don't know. I'll have to do like some typical day videos, because it's really hard for me to say, because every day is so different. But it's busy, you guys. And when the babies are home, like especially like on the weekend and things like that, when they don't have daycare, oh my gosh, I feel like I don't even have time to breathe, because they're so busy right now, and they're so curious, and they have so many questions, and then I have to clean up, and then they want to mess it up, and then I have to cook food all the time. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I have to say, like, it's been such a blessing for the triplets to be in daycare, because it just frees up so much time, and gives me the opportunity to work on my other streams of income. So I'm really grateful for that, especially content creating, because that's been like my whole summer income, and that's what I'm really loving right now and really enjoying right now. Yeah, so for those of you guys who are just tuning in, I put up a question box in my stories today, and people were sending me in questions, and I'm just answering. Literally, I had like 3 pages of questions, answering some of those burning questions that people had for me. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them here in the comments, and I'll be answering them as I'm going to. Girl, you look great. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I feel good. I'm not gonna lie. I feel good. I've really been working on my self-care and just making time for me in the day, and I feel like that's really helped me a lot in the last couple of weeks. Yeah. So I appreciate you noticing. Thank you. Somebody said or asked me, how am I always so calm? I'm laughing at that. I'm dying. I feel like I'm not always calm. Like, you guys, if I had a camera on like 24/7 in my house, you probably would just hear constant yelling, because that's usually what's going on. Self-care is big. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. I didn't even, obviously, you know, self-care is important, but just really taking the time for me has made the world of difference. The world of difference. But yeah, you guys, I yell a lot. I'm not that calm. Maybe I'm calm like when it's quiet, when nobody's doing the most, when, you know, things are okay. Most of the time they're okay. The triplets are getting a little bit older, so they're starting to, like, you know, realize like what I'm gonna be upset with, so they try not to do it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm that calm. I feel like I'm a nervous wreck half the time, but thanks for thinking that I'm calm, guys. Thanks. I appreciate that. Somebody said here, tell me more about content creation and UGC. Wow, that's a loaded question. So I'm not really sure what this person meant by that, or like what exactly they wanted to know. But basically, content creation is anytime that you are making content online. It could be for yourself, it could be for someone else. It just really depends on what it is. If this was your question, when I post this playback, let me know what you mean. If there's something specific that you wanted me to touch on, and I'll make sure that I do that, or answer that question a little bit better in the comments, or do another video to answer that question a little bit better. UGC, user generated content. So this is when different brands or different companies are actually like hiring you, or you know, asking you to make specific content for their brand. That is UGC. UGC can be posted on your personal page, or it can be specifically for the brands, right? That's what I've been doing over the last year. Some of you guys have noticed I've been getting a number of brand deals and working with a whole bunch of brands, and doing UGC for them. So I've been really blessed to have that opportunity. And you guys know I can't even mention content creation in UGC without bigging up my girl Liv, for just being my mentor and showing me the ropes really with content creation, and showing me how I can use that to make money for my family. Because before I met her, literally I was doing content creation for brands and UGC for brands, and I was happy with them just posting it on their page for free and not even knowing I could get paid for it. So if that's something that you are interested in, learning how to do content creation or UGC and getting paid for it, let me know, because just like someone was there helping me through that journey on how to do that, I love to do that for other people too. So let me know, send me a DM, and I can definitely help you with that too. Am I going back to work? Wow, that's a loaded question. Because I work every day. But you mean as a teacher? Oh gosh, I don't even know where to start answering that question. You guys know that teaching has always been something that I have loved, something that I'm very, very passionate about. But right now in this season of my life, I don't know if being in the classroom is something that's really for me. Even though it is like my bread and butter, it's just been something that I've really struggled with in the last 3 years, like since the triplets were born. So I definitely know that in some capacity I have to go back. specifically to afford my life, pay my bills and things like that. But I'm not sure about what that's gonna look like for me this year. I'm still unsure. Just because, as I mentioned, it was really hard. It's been really hard for me to really get back into teaching since I had the triplets, honestly. And yeah, you know, things change sometimes in life when you have kids. Anybody here who's a mom, you'll know, as soon as you have a kid, like, and you know, for me, 3 kids at the same time, plus Isaiah, it's really put certain things into perspective for me. And yeah, I'll kind of leave it there. So I'm not sure what this year is gonna look like for me yet, but yeah, hoping to try to find a way to get my my personal brand, like, you know, with my UGC work, my full-time job. That would be honestly like life-changing, to be able to work from home and, you know, still give my kids the same attention that I give to my kids at school. Yeah, because when it was just Zay, it was so easy, but now that there's 3 others, it's a little bit more challenging. But yeah, that was a great question. Thank you for asking. Oh, someone asked me here, do I still do Monat? Yes, I do. I absolutely love Monat. I love the products. I love what the company stands for. I love that I'm able to do that business passively, and you know, I love it. I love Monat. I don't think I'll ever stop loving it unless they change the formula for every single product, and then I'm like, ew, I hate this. But right now, I absolutely love it. I know I don't post it as much as I used to, but that doesn't mean that I love it any less. I still love it. So if you are interested in learning more about Monat or the opportunity or the products, definitely DM me or, you know, comment about that, and I will I'll help you out, because it changed my life in the way that I think about online business and making money online. So it will always have a place in my heart. Oh, this is a great question. What do you have to do to get brand deals? That is a great question. So if you are interested in getting brand deals, there are so many different ways that you can start that journey. Number one, I would say make sure that your page is aligned for brands to see it. So make sure that you're tagging the brands. Make sure that, you know, whether it's in your stories, whether it's in your posts or your reels, they have to know that you're there. So make sure that you're tagging them. Make sure that your page is somewhat, you know, cohesive and clear so that the brands know who you are and what you're about. Obviously, you guys know my page is about like motherhood, so that's mainly what I talk about on my page, and like, you know, things that help me through motherhood, whether it's for me personally or for my kids. You know, just start reaching out to those brands. Make sure that you have your email. One second, guys.
Agnes,
what's up?
When you do laundry, because I'm only allowed to wear this shirt at the counter.
Okay, put it in the washer.
Well, only this. Like, I'm gonna put
yeah,
on,
just put
I'm
it
gonna
on.
put on like 10 minutes. So.
Yeah, just put on like one of the delicate load, and that's fine.
Almost a case, so.
But you have to put that in the dryer.
It's only gonna be like 10 minutes.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I have any questions. Okay, so yeah. Mom brain. I don't remember what I was saying. I have to read the question again. I don't even remember. What do you have to do to get brand deals? Yeah, reach out to the brands. I don't know if I said that already because I literally can't remember what I was just talking about. Reach out to the brand. Let them know that you exist, that you're alive. Make sure that you have your email in your bio. If you do not have your email in your bio and you are hoping for people to notice you and ask you to do brand deals, that's not going to happen. They want to see that your email's in your bio because they want to contact you. I can't tell you how many brand deals I've gotten this summer just because I had my email in my bio. I didn't even reach out to the people. They reached out directly to me from my email. If it's possible to get a professional email, that is best. Gmail is okay, I guess, but try to have a professional email. Let the brands know that you are serious about this, and that you can invest in invest in a professional email. Also, if you are curating videos, like UGC style videos for those brands, and then when they ask you if they can use it, kind of like selling that to them, that also is a good way to start with getting some UGC brand deals with companies. So definitely recommend that. You reaching out and pitching to them as well, letting them know if you have an idea. That's also a great way. There are also a number of social media platforms that are really, really great for connecting with the brands and pitching for jobs and gigs like that. So also a really great way to connect with brands there on some of those platforms. Honestly, there are so many different ways. So if you want help doing that, definitely reach out to me and I can give you some, more strategic tips and tricks about how you can get into that. So, yeah. Well, I can't believe I answered 3 pages worth of questions in that little bit of time. I know it's kind of going a little bit fast. So if you have more specific questions, please don't hesitate to either comment here on the replay or just send me a DM. I don't bite, and I'll answer your questions. I know there's a couple people in here right now, but is there anyone here that has any questions about any of the things that we were talking about, or have any questions for me in general before I jump out of here? I'll give you like a couple of seconds to think about that. That's such a teacher in me to say that, right? Give you some time to think, and then, Okay, no worries. Well, if you don't have any questions, that's okay. Like I mentioned before, you can always DM me or comment or reach out to me when I'm doing my next live. I'm going to try to do lives a little bit more frequently, just because I do really enjoy them as well. I think it's a good way for me to practice my speaking again before I go back into the classroom, because you guys, when I'm just home working on things by myself, I realize that I don't talk that much when I'm here, and I don't want to lose that skill. Last year, okay, this is a side note, random tangent story, but when I went back to work in May, I felt like I couldn't speak, and I think it's because I didn't really talk that much. So I'm going to try to jump on live a little bit more, because I really want to get better at speaking on live and not feeling so nervous about it. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. Okie dokie. Well, I guess there's no more questions for me tonight, but thank you to everyone who jumped on this live, and thank you to everyone who's watching the replays. Like I said before, if you have more questions, please don't hesitate to message me in the comments or message me in my DMs, and I'll do what I can to answer your question. Because I think that it's so important that here on this platform, we're just all learning from each other. I don't know everything. Other people might have comments or things that they're going to bring up, and I'm just I love it, because I am an everyday learner. And I love learning new things, and I love learning about you guys. And I know some people have said they love learning from me, so I appreciate that. One other thing I was going to say, and I know I forgot. Oh, I love suggestions about what you guys want to see. I know sometimes I do things in my stories and people are like, oh my gosh, can you please talk more about that? If you guys have any things that you want to see from me, I know people are dying for me to talk about my kind of just everyday life stuff, which seems so normal to me, and I'm just everyday kind of shocked people want to know what I'm doing, because I'm it's so boring, but maybe it's exciting to some people. So thank you for thinking that my life is exciting. But yeah, anyways, it's 11:30 and I have to get up at 6:30, so I'm going to start to wind down, do my little self-care. So if you have a minute today and you didn't do anything for yourself today, please spend 5 minutes on yourself because you're worth it. But yeah, anyways, I will touch base with some of you guys soon. And yeah, peace and love. I'll see you in my next live. Bye.